Hey guys, I'm Issa,
And I'm Sam.
and welcome back to Likewise Pod.
It's about whatever we want.
Uh, just thinking about the last episode. Sorry we had a break last week. We both were busy, something.
Yeah,
like
last
that.
week just I don't know, snuck up on us. I was stressed about meetings. You had a
Yeah.
group project.
Oh yeah, I
There was
had
a
an
lot going
exam that I
on.
was studying for, and so we just couldn't do it last week. Yeah, last week is a lot. But our last episode was my second co-host interview, and it was so fun for me because I know I mentioned it during the podcast or when we were. Anyways, I know I mentioned it, but I typically just feel awkward. I love talking. I love talking about myself, but I don't know. When people are just asking me questions over and over and over, just about myself, I feel a little awkward and weird. But it was good. It was fun, and can't wait for next year's.
Yeah, that's weird to think about that we're gonna do it again. Maybe next time we'll just do all new questions because
Oh yeah.
I don't know, maybe we'll just do another interview episode with new questions and then
Yeah.
same style again.
Maybe if we know that there's something we want to talk about, oh yeah, last 2 years I said this, but actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll be great questions. I can't wait. I'm so stoked.
I love those episodes. I think it's really fun. And if you think about it, honestly, I feel like having a podcast, we may have talked about this before, but I feel like having a podcast has I don't know, helped both of us in the way of I feel like we're better prepared for interviews. We're better prepared to talk about ourselves on the spot and I don't know. I feel like I go in more oh, I know how to talk about myself and not feel weird about it. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, interviews I still get nervous.
Oh yeah, me too.
I feel like I'm prepared because for the pod I write everything down so I know what I'm gonna say, and I try to prepare things if I know questions ahead of time, but then I lose it all when it comes down to it. I remember for my Rogam interviews I was so nervous and I said things, and then thinking back I'm oh my gosh, why did I say that? I'm not gonna get it. And then I somehow got it, and I still think I literally answered a question like this, or I barely said anything, so why'd they get me? But or why'd they choose me? But I'm okay with it.
Well, it all works out how it should in the end.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I know. So can't wait to put these interview skills potentially to use again.
Even if it's just sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I'll cut that part out.
Even if it's just I don't know, I feel like it gives us more skills for guests in the future.
Mm-hmm.
The more that we interview just with each other and ask each other questions, the more comfortable we get asking someone else questions when we have them on.
Yeah.
Which is good because sometimes I feel we would go into it being so scared. But then I'm I feel we have the upper hand right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I don't know, having done not a lot of interviews, but definitely not just a few. I feel it definitely gets better every time, and we just get more comfortable with it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for more and to learn more about people. So really stoked for our next interviews, which are hopefully coming soon. I don't know. TBD.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we could totally have one so soon.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that there is a special someone that we want to have on, and I keep forgetting to make that happen. But it's funny because we've talked to them about it and whatnot, and we just never schedule it. So
yeah. Okay. Anyways, before we get into any more riveting conversations, Sam, you want to get us started with your roses and thorns for the week?
Yeah, I'll start with my thorn. I kind of just kept my thorn from last week because it's kind of the same. I just honestly, I feel I've been recently just the most anxious I've ever been in a long time or just ever. And just it's kind of a recent thing. I've just been struggling to get to class every day just because I just feel so overcome with anxiety in ways that I just haven't had before. And then another thing that kind of sucked was I felt sick last week, and then I have exams this week, and so it's just kind of rough right now, but I had a really productive day today, which I guess could be a rose. And then my rose last week was actually that I cleaned my room finally, which was really nice and was productive. But it's already messy again. Surprise, surprise. Um, and then I just feel like I have a really good support system right now. I got to call my mom the other night for a couple of hours, so that was good because her and I just, our schedules never line up. Like, there's just never good times for us to talk, and it's just hard to keep in contact, like, often. And so when we do get to call, it's kind of like every once in a while for a really long time. But I really liked it because we just kind of got to make some plans for, like, when I go home for Thanksgiving and things like that. She's so funny. She was like, I'm going to remodel the back bedroom. Like, she's already going to remodel it. It's like been a plan for years to, like, get new carpet and repaint it and whatnot. But she was like, I'm going to do all of that before Thanksgiving break because I will not have Zeke stay there. Like, that was her thing. Like, she was like, I'm going to redo this room before Zeke comes. And I was like, okay. So, yeah, that was just fun.
My thorn is that I've had so many exams. Ugh. Like last week I had my bio exam, didn't do well, but literally only brought my grade down by like 0.8%. But I don't know, judging by it being an exam and the grade I got on it and the grade I have in the class, I feel like I should have brought it down a lot more than 0.8%. So I'm not too like worried about it. But yeah, I have another exam this week, but it's in one of my like global classes, so I have like the whole week to do it. So we'll see. Also feeling a little like sicky, I don't know, but it's like 90% better today than it was yesterday. Like, I'm feeling a lot better. I mean, I feel like I sound really congested. Oh, there we go, love my life. But like yesterday my throat was hurting so bad, I was like, oh no, I think I might start to be getting strep already, because it's very prominent in my life, getting strep. Love that. But I feel a lot better today, so I don't think it's strep. Also, oh my gosh, literally just happened like an hour ago. I was walking out my door to pick up Nat from class, and what happens? My hydro literally just filled it like to the brim. It's full of water. My hydro drops out of my backpack, super loud onto the landing right outside my apartment's door, and now there's like a huge another dent in it and like chipped away some of the paint, and it's ugly now, and I'm so upset. Like, I wrote that in all caps in my thorns because I'm upset. Ugh. But anyways, my rose is that honestly, like, not a lot has really happened. Like, last weekend some friends came. Well, a friend came. Not for me, but, like, I saw her. Anyway, she stayed with Emily, and, like, Emily's boyfriend came. So, like, met him finally. It was so fun. And, like, just hung out with them on Saturday. FaceTime my mom a lot, like, over the last week. Like, I've definitely FaceTime my mom so much more just in this month that I've been here than I have the past 3 years combined. I mean, I guess like a year and a half of that was at home, so I didn't really have to FaceTime her that much. But yeah, crazy. But I'm also going home this weekend, so I'm really stoked for that. But yeah, that's my rose and thorn, I guess.
Fun. I had a moment where I thought about going home this weekend too because Riley's gonna go out of town this weekend, so I was like, maybe I should go out of town this weekend. But then I was like, I kind of have a cat. Like, it was just like a thought. I was like, maybe I should stay here with the cat and just save money, don't go home. But I think there's like a chance that my best friend Alexis might come this weekend. I've been like trying to get her to come out here because I want her to like experience it. And so if she can get her sister to watch her cats, then she'll come here.
That'd be so fun. Oh, sad I'll miss her.
Yeah. Riley is too. Riley's never met her, so.
Oh. Sorry. Oh my gosh, I just yawned. And so now I look like I'm crying, but I'm not. Yeah, I just get emotional when Sam's friends come over and I'm not here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this week, we were going to talk about it last week, but then we got all busy. But this week, I'm really excited for this topic. I literally looked up, like, deep conversation topics. So I was like, oh, that's when, like, when we have, our best episodes, or at least, like, our personal favorites, is when they're kind of, like, deep conversations, and we're, like, passionate about it, and blah, 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 blah. So I, like, just Googled it, and then I found a topic that I really liked, and I told Sam, and then she's like, okay. I was like, cool. Great. Love to be on the same page. So, basically, okay, as of right now, I don't exactly know what we're gonna call it because we need to work on our branding and what to title episodes.
Right.
But basically, it's like what's holding you back from being the person you want to be, and like how like a maybe not a how to because we don't know how to or like how to tell people to, but like it's how we live like an authentic life ourselves. Does that make sense? I feel like it does.
Yes.
Maybe I'm overthinking it.
No, it totally makes sense. Yeah, we do need to evaluate our episode naming. Sorry. Everyone's got to have their strong skills and their like I don't want to call them weak skills because like I don't think we're that bad, but like
points of improvement.
Yeah.
Points of growth.
Yes, a point of growth is definitely just we could be a lot better at that.
Yeah. I just think about like, okay, what did we talk about? Like I remember one time we talked about like deodorant and David Dobrik's giveaways or something. So it was like giveaways and deodorant. It was like an episode title or something. I was like, that's not it.
Like, you know what? Actually, I can't do that. But yeah, I'm really excited too. This is a fun topic. And it's kind of like I don't know, I feel like stuff like this, like I don't know, I don't know what to call it, but like
realization almost.
Yeah, self-realization, self-growth, like things like that is all stuff that we really like to talk about, and it's kind of like a focus often, so
yeah,
very on brand of us to have this episode, I feel like.
Oh, I totally agree. I feel like we could really make this like a series and then just put like boundaries and confidence and even like the personality types under this. Like
oh yeah.
Like
a main topic.
Authenticity series or something.
I like that. Cute.
Yeah.
See, we're always just coming up with new
wow.
things.
Incredible. You're hearing us like think live.
I'm sure someone could go back and like write down every idea we've had in the middle of an episode ever, and like maybe like a solid 3 we've actually done.
yeah.
But hey, you hear me recognizing that? That's being authentic.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I don't know. One of the questions I have on here is just like, what's holding you back from being the person you want to be, and like, who do you want to be? And I feel like I mean, at least me, I've heard this a lot. It's like, oh, always ask, like, what you want to do, what you want to, like, be, and blah, 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 like, what, why, how, but it's not who. and, like, I don't know, I've heard that, like, a lot more since, like, probably middle school, high school-ish, but it's kind of always been on the forefront of my mind, at least, just because my parents have always, like, taught us to think about, like, not just like what we're doing, but like who we are and like who we want to be, and like to be the person we want to be versus just doing things we want to do. And so I don't know, like, I mean, of course every little kid's gonna be asked like, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? And then you always have the people like, no, let's ask who they want to be when they grow up. So, I don't know, maybe I really feel like I'm so tired like I'm not actually for once, but, like, I feel like I'm sleep deprived. But I got a lot of hours of sleep last night.
I got a few, but I feel fine.
So I feel like when I listen back to this, I'm just going to be like, what the heck, you said? Why are you just standing in this revolving door for so long? But, yeah. Anyways, that's my very long way of saying those exact questions that I already just said.
Nice. Yeah, I think, what was I thinking? Oh my gosh, see, I think
I'm sorry.
Like, that was like a weird slump for a moment. But something I was thinking of when you were saying that was like asking someone like, well, what do you want to do? Like, especially college students, I feel like that's a huge thing. Like, well, if this is your major, like, what do you want to do with that? Yeah. But like, I feel like people are always asking, what do you want to do? And not like, what do you do? Or like, what do you like doing? Like, you know, because it doesn't have to be like, well, you're a student and you're getting this degree and you just have this like overarching goal in mind, which is like, it's great to have a career goal and whatnot and like a life goal, but why does nobody ever ask about like the present? Like, who are you in the present? And why does that person have to be any different from you, like, post-graduation? Like, I understand, like, maybe there's a job in the a job like offer in the way of that, but like why can't you be that person you want to be after you graduate while you're in college too? Like why can't you already act like that person and like do the things that person would do, wants to do, does do? Just because, you know, like it's not, to me, I'm like, it's not really just about like the job you're gonna do, it's just the lifestyle, like, and the things you like to do. Like say like, oh, you really want to do like work some social media stuff or whatever, graphic design. Well, do you not already make content? Like do you not already like design things? Like I don't know, things like that. I'm like, why don't you can just do it now? Not that like there's a lot of time commitments in like college and stuff, especially if you're like really involved, but like I don't know, I just feel like there's so much focus on like, well, once you graduate, what are you gonna do? But like it's never like you're still a person now. Like I'm still a human, so why don't you try to learn about me?
The current me, yeah. I really like that point. I thought you were going like a different direction with it, but I like the direction you went. Like, because what my mind went to is kind of, I don't know, maybe it definitely went this way because this is my situation. But like with my major, like I have concentrations in business admin, psych, and comm. And then people are like, oh, well, what do you want to do with that? And I'm like, I have no idea. And so
graduate,
yeah, literally. But then when you said like, okay, but what do you like to do right now? I was like, oh wait, people literally like never say like, oh, say you just don't have a plan. Okay, go. Like, yeah, I just don't know what I want to do with it. But like, what do I like to do now? Oh, well, I have a podcast. Oh, well, I don't know what I like. I have to figure that out, I guess. But, yeah, so I think I like that point a lot, Sam. That was good.
Yeah, like, I just feel like, I mean, you also, like, can't, okay, this is a very general statement, so, like, don't take this, like, I guess take this with a grain of salt. But, like, you can't do whatever you want to do a year from now if you don't do similar things now. Like, I guess that's not always true, but, like, because there's small things you could, like, start doing then, but, like, if you have this goal, you can't just, okay, I'm gonna graduate with my degree and then I can do this kind of stuff. Like, I'm gonna graduate and then I can make fashion videos. That will be my job. Well, that can't be my job unless I am, like, doing things to work towards it now, I guess is what I'm saying. Or, like, how do you know you really want to do that if you've never done anything, like, in relation? Like, do any of your current hobbies or interests align with the job you say you want to do? Because, like, at the end of the day, like, jobs require skill sets, and yes, there's a way to get those, but, like, I don't know, I just feel like, I'm not trying to say that people don't do enough, or, like, that they're not, like, working hard or working towards their goals, but I just feel like people just create such a separation between, like, your future and your present when they're, like, directly the same thing, because when you're there, it is your present. So why? Yeah. I don't know. We just focus so much on the future when I'm like, honestly, the future is irrelevant. Everything's just the present.
I know. I am definitely one of those people where the future is basically all I think about, and so I definitely need to take a step back and think about the present and be like, okay, what am I doing now that's going to get me from where I am at point A, where, like, how do I get to point B? How do I get to point C when my end goal is, like, point, I don't know, like, double F or something, you know? And it's like I literally have to go through all these steps just to get there, and because I can't go immediately, like, from A to double F, I have to go all the steps in between. I mean, maybe some I can skip or, like, get shortcuts to, but can't take a shortcut just all the way there.
I love a shortcut.
I know. I mean, listen. If anyone wants to offer me a shortcut from point A to point double F, let me know. I might take you up on it.
This is, like, totally not the same type of shortcut, but I did actually find a new shortcut today on campus. Like, I was walking around and I found, like, a new little shortcut that I didn't know existed.
Oh, wait, what?
TBH, I would tell you if I knew what, like, the building was called, but, like, I did not have, like, a lot of classes on, like, South Side, because all my stuff is always in, like, the AMDT building.
Yeah.
And so I have no idea where I was, but I was just on my nice Tuesday afternoon walk to the education building because I go from my class, walk down there, and wait for Riley to get out of class, and then I go home with her. But, okay, it ended up not being a very good shortcut for the walk I was doing, but it was, like, a fun experience.
Okay. I feel like the question of who do you want to be is, like, a big question, so I don't think that's one that we necessarily, like, have to answer, like, full in on the pod, like, but it's just more something to, like, ponder, like, who do you want to be? Just have that kind of thought going through our minds, like, as we're walking campus or, like, going to Starbucks or just, like, going about life, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like that's such a loaded question. And, like, we were just talking about, we were kind of talking about how it's, like, it's good to have that in mind and, like, have, like, this is who I want to be, but we also realize, like, it's really important to know who you are now and, like, if that's the same person.
Yeah, because I feel like this question could definitely be answered, like, in terms of, like, emotion or feelings or, like, personality or career, behavior, physical traits. Like, again, it's a big and vague question. So, but yeah, I don't know. But what would you say is something that's holding you back from being the person you want to be?
I feel like part of me feels like this is going to contradict everything I've already said. But I was going to say, like, I just feel like a lack of free time because I really do want to be a person that, like, spends a lot of time with the people I care about. Like, I want to be someone who is, like, always, like, able to be there for my friends and do things with friends. So I guess, like, lifestyle-wise, I just feel like a lack of free time. And then also, because, like, I also, like, would love to, like, continue just, like, making a lot more content of, like, my own, like, YouTube videos or things like that, and I just quite literally have had zero time to do that, like, and that's not an exaggeration, like, every day I wake up and I just don't stop working, which I feel like will change a lot next semester. I'm just in a really busy time of school and work and pan and everything, but I don't know, I just definitely a lack of free time to even make those, like, not necessarily even changes, because I don't think I have a lot of changes to make, like, person-wise, but, like, behavior-wise and, like, lifestyle. Like, I just feel like I can't do all the things I picture myself doing, or, like, I want to, like, go on lots of walks, and I want to like, eat healthy. I don't know, like, I want to do these things, and I'm also like, whoa, like, I guess also, like, money could be a thing, like, having, like, so much focus of, like, all my money just has to go to, like, tuition, dues, groceries, life, things like that. I would love to be able to just, like, shop, but like, I can't, like, I'm limited in that, so I feel like time and money. That sounds so superficial, but it's just
when you
accurate.
Want to live that luxurious life but can't.
Yeah, like, I just, like, there's just so many things. I'm like, whoa, like, I want to do this, but I would need to buy this, but I guess you don't have to buy things to be the person you want to be, but yeah. I don't know, I just feel like those are the automatic things I think of. I think definitely just free time, like, because I just think I really picture myself being way more of a social person than I've been able to be. Like, I've been social, but in, like, a different capacity than I want to be. It's in a very, like, work and school oriented social, and not, like, social life that isn't doing responsibilities.
I totally hear you.
That was kind of long. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It literally was not that long. You're fine. Shoot, I had something that was gonna, like, tie to that and make sense at least a little bit, but I lost it, so now it's just not gonna sound similar to yours at all, so sorry. But for me, two things, like, came to mind really quick, and I feel like it's gonna, like, contradict kind of what I said in my interview last week. Like, I try not to, but, I mean, I don't know. That's just kind of my life. Feels like it's, like, very contradicting. But, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of life in general.
I feel like it makes sense if this question is contradictory because it points out, like, the flaw of, like, where the difference is of, like, well, there's this person you want to be and something's holding you back. So obviously something in your life is contradicting.
Oh, yeah, duh. Sam with the deep thoughts.
Sam with the wisdom.
Yeah, literally. Everyone take a pen, rewind it about 30 seconds. Listen to that again. So, anyways, the two things that I thought of, like, immediately were, I mean, just, you know, the fear of it all, you know, and, like, last week, I know there was a question or an answer or both about me doing something, living some way. I forgot already. Oh my gosh.
Doing something, living some way.
But,
you know.
But, like, I don't know. Because I was talking just about how, like, I'm, like, confident in myself and, like, in my Christianity, like, my religion, whatever, like, my relationship with Jesus, but, like, I have that fear of, like, oh my gosh, okay, so literally I have, like, 7 or 8 or 100, like, t-shirts from, like, the company Jesus Loves You, and, like, I love them, I love to wear them, I think they're so fun, they're literally so comfy, too, and I just keep ordering them, and I have a sweatshirt, too, but I don't, and, like, I literally find it so easy to wear them at home, like, I go out, like, shopping, I'm, like, hanging out with friends, family, church, I mean, I guess it makes sense at church, but, like, literally, whenever, wherever, I just, like, wear these shirts that say Jesus loves you, or, like, I don't know, a verse or something else on it, but at school, I literally, like, look in my drawer of shirts, and I just don't pick them. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what are people gonna think, like, like, I don't know, like, at campus, it feels like I'm a different person at school than I am just on the west side, and maybe that's, like, my uncomfortability here, but, I don't know, it also, like, I don't know, I don't want that stigma of, like, oh my god, the crazy Christian girl, like, Jesus loves you, blah, or, like, people being like, I don't care, you know, or, like, starting a conversation, starting dialogue, I'm like, I don't have time for this, I don't want to do this, I hate confrontation, but also, like, I want people to know that Jesus loves them, so it's, like, stuck between a rock and a hard place, but really, I'm not, like, I'm just afraid, so, yeah, so, first of all, something that's holding me back from being the person I want to be is just, like, fear of other people in society and, like, not necessarily expectations, but, like, reactions to me and things I do or things I wear, I guess. And then also, I don't know, like, just being a joyful person. Like, I want to be a joyful person so bad. And, like, there's a difference between, like, joy and, like, happiness or something. Like, I don't care if I'm always, like, yeah, I want to be always happy, but it's okay to be sad. But when you're sad, you can still be joyful. Or, like, when you're angry, you can still be joyful, you know? And so I try to be a joyful person, but it's so hard. And I'm like, I just need that joy in my life. And, but yeah, I don't know. So those are just, like, the two things that came to mind for me and that I need to work on. But I also think it's good to say, I mean, I guess we are just saying it because we do have a podcast, so we need a topic for every week, but also I think it's good because, like, saying it out loud and saying it with people, whether they hear you or not, like, you at least think there's accountability there, you know? And, like, with me and Sam, like, I know we have a good enough relationship where we can hold each other accountable to these things. I'll be like, okay, Sam, what did you spend money on this week? Or she could be like, okay, so how are you joyful this week? Or how'd you conquer your fears? Or, like, you know, those things. And so, or, I mean, with Sam, I guess I won't be like, how'd you spend your money? But I could be like, how'd you spend your free time? Like, what'd you do? Who'd you talk to? You know? And things like that. And, like, because, I mean, yours weren't just about, like, free time. It was, to me, it sounded more like, yeah, free time, you want the time to be able to do things, but it's about building and maintaining relationships with others. And so, like, fostering relationships is so important. So, like, that's a way that I can check in with you, I think. And, yeah, so I think just, like, saying it out loud, like, first of all, you're saying it out loud so you actually hear it from yourself. I'm like, oh, wait, it's not just in my head. Like, I'm actually saying these words out loud. Okay, now I have to hold myself accountable. And Sam hearing it, it's like, okay, now she's gonna hold me accountable. And then potentially other people hearing it and be like, okay, so how are you joyful? I'll be like, oh, good lord.
Well, like, I could literally just be like, okay, Issa, fit check right now. What's under your sweatshirt? Like, it's so funny. But, like, you know, things like that. Because, like, I was thinking, like, when you were talking about that, I was like, that's a really good point. Just, like, fear of, like, what other people think. But also, like, I feel like, I mean, we all want to say that we don't care. And, like, we all want to say, like, just let go, just don't care. But it's so much, like, harder and deeper than that. It's, like, the biggest challenge in the world to not care what other people think. And I think there comes a point where, like, to an extent, it's important to care about what other people think, because you should be caring in the way of, like, you should care about how they feel and, you know, things like that. Anyways.
Yeah.
But when it comes to something like what you were talking about, like with your shirts, I feel like most people who you, like, would anticipate would judge you would literally just, like, walk past and be like, that's, like, I can't relate, like, in my life, like, that's not something I think, but good for her. Or, like, a lot of people are just indifferent. And then I think the message will resonate with the people who want to see it and maybe even need to see it. Like, just think about, like, I know, like, myself, if I was, like, walking around and I was having, like, a really hard day and I saw, like, you walked past me, I mean, I guess, like, I already know you in real life, but if I saw you walk past me, like, wearing it, I'd be like, oh, like, it would just be kind of, like, a small gesture that, like, kind of brightens my day. And so I feel like there are people who would be receptive of it in a positive way, more so than people who would be reacting negatively. And if they do have a negative reaction, like, they're not likely to even act on it. I feel like they wouldn't say anything, or, like, you know, maybe they ask you some, like, really tough, challenging questions about your faith, and to that you can literally just be like, sorry, that's personal. I don't even know you. But it can also just be such a good, like, relationship builder, I guess. Like, you can literally, like, someone you don't even know could come up to you and be like, oh my gosh, I love that shirt. And, like, they could ask you about, like, where you got it, or, like, say there's just, like, a really, like a cute Christian boy or something who just, like, comes up and he's like, whoa, this cool girl.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, no, but no, that's how things happen sometimes, though. And that'd be, like, a kind of a cool
because I'm gonna find the love of my life in Pullman, Washington.
Hey, you never know. You never know where it's gonna find you. But just saying, I think that, like, more good can come from it than bad.
Yeah.
And I know you probably try to tell yourself that, and it's still really hard. And, like, I kind of feel that in a different way. Like, when I go to, like, pan related things, I mean, this is just a good move in general, but, like, I don't wear stuff with, like, tri-delta stuff on it when I go to pan meetings, and, like, especially, like, joint pan and IFC meetings, because I don't want anyone's perception of, like, chapter to, like, influence how they interact with me. But, like, not that I think it would make them do anything, like, negative, but I think, like, when my job is to be, like, representing a community and, like, Panhellenic, like, I don't want to forwardly be, like, tri-delta, like, you know, so, like, that's just something that, like, I think is smart, but it's also just sometimes it's, like, sad that, like, even outside of those, like, meetings or things, like, there is times where I can be hesitant, but so that's just kind of like, oh, it shouldn't be that way. And I'm not saying I'm not proud of, like, my letters, because I love them, and I love just, like, wearing them and feeling like, oh, I'm a cool, powerful sorority woman. But yeah, it's just interesting that, like, campus life is, like, we let so much of, like, what is, like, on our shirt affect, like, if we're gonna, like, wear it.
No, I mean, like, I totally hear with, like, the tri-delta thing, because I haven't worn my letters in so long, and so I feel like, oh, I shouldn't be wearing my letters. But then the other day I was like, okay, Issa, you haven't worn your letters in a long time, like, you need to just do it. It's like I wore a shirt, and then I also wore a sweatshirt. Oh my gosh. Well, actually, I didn't wear it because it was a little warm, so I just put it in my backpack. But, like, I was like, oh my gosh, what are people gonna think? Like, they see that I'm in Tri Delta. Like, is this a good representation? Are they gonna hate it even more than they already do? Are they, like, and I just get so in my head about things like that. Yeah, no, but Sam, literally, like, what you're saying about, like, my Jesus shirts and sweatshirts and stuff. Like, I wear my sweatshirt more just because it's not, like, overtly, like, Jesus. It just says, like, consider the lilies on the back, and then, like, how much more on the front, and then because it's just like a reference to like the story in Matthew 6 where it's like, okay, he dressed the fields like in flowers, and so if he does that for like grass that's not even gonna be there tomorrow, like how much more could he care for you as a person who's here and who he created and like all these things that like he cares so deeply for, you know? And so like I'm more willing to wear that than I am like the things that like explicitly say like Jesus loves you like right in your face sort of thing. It's like, okay, I'm so much in my head about it. It's like it's literally the least of other people's worries. They probably won't even see it. Like, I know I don't really look at people's shirts and clothes and stuff. I mean, I sometimes do. I'm like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah, sometimes you're just really trucking up the hill. Sometimes you're just really trying to get to class.
That B Street Hill. No, thank you. Hate it. But yeah, I know. So I need to challenge myself more in that and just like, because I'm like really secure in my faith. Like, I love it. I'm totally fine with it. Fine with people knowing. But also, like, I only go to campus like on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because that's the only time I actually have class in person. And, like, those are the classes where I have bio and a lab on Wednesday. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what if they see that I love Jesus? Are they going to challenge me to, like, an evolution thing? I literally don't know where I stand on evolution. Like, it probably happened. I just don't know. I'm so confused by it all. Even if I weren't, like, Christian and stuff, I'd probably still be so confused by it. So, just letting everyone know, that's where I stand on it.
You're like, I just don't know.
I literally have no idea. Like,
and do you need to know?
I don't care. I could not care less. But yeah.
Wow. I feel like we really underestimated how much we could talk about this. Like, we were like, yeah, we're gonna be fine, and then we're like, no, and like panic, tried to add more. Yeah, I just think like I think it is like really healthy, just like you were saying, to sit and like say it out loud and just realize like what is it that you are wanting to like maybe do differently, or like how do you want to be acting, and how like where do you want to be, what do you want to do, what's stopping you, like if you're not doing and like living out the life you want to live, why not, kind of things, and just to think about that. And I like what you said earlier too. You said like, oh, like we totally don't even have to like go too deep into it and like answer, but like it's something we should think about, like when we're like going and getting coffee, when we're walking around campus, like things like that. So I mean, like, now it's just in my brain, and now I'm just gonna think about it whenever I'm walking, because I like don't really like, if I'm like walking around campus, it's like just me and my brain. Like I haven't been bringing like headphones with me, so I haven't been like listening to like music. So like every time I'm walking, I'm just thinking, which like maybe I do need to like get a new pair of headphones and like do that again, because like it might not be like that healthy for me to have pure thoughts all the time. Like that sounds bad, but like I feel like it's like really necessary between like class and walking on campus, that like you get like that break and like peace. But and like Lord knows my brain and thoughts are not usually peaceful. But yeah, I don't know, I'll probably just be thinking about it a lot for the next like forever.
I know. I like a lot of these topics that we have, I just think about like, well, one, I'm glad like I have you to do the pod with, because again, it just gives me like that accountability, or at least like the thought of accountability, you know? It's like, okay, now I have to like act this way, now I have to actually do what I say because someone else heard me say it, so now I can't just like not do it, otherwise they're gonna be like, what the heck, Issa, what you doing? Like, oh, I'm sorry. But I don't know, like especially with like the deeper topics like confidence and boundaries and like all those other things that we love and have talked about, I'm like, okay, like not only do I get to know you better, Sam, but I also get to know myself better, because I'm like, okay, now I actually have to like give a good answer so I don't just sound boring, or like I'm just going in a revolving door. I've said that so many times today. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. That is a revolving door.
Well, I feel like even if we don't have like, obviously two different people, we're not gonna have like the same like, this is what I want to do, this is the kind of person I want to be, and like what I want to convey and how I want to act and these things. And so like we're never gonna have like the same answer, you know, of like things that are holding us back, because you know we have our own different personal things, different lives.
It's cash.
But like we have the same understanding of like how, I don't know, not really like how people work, but just like I feel like we kind of have the same understanding of like what we get out of having these conversations, and like we are able to like have a lot of like challenging conversations between the two of us that like, I don't know, maybe we can't have with like other friends. Like I feel like I sometimes don't talk about like life in the same way with other people as like we do, and so I'm like, I feel like it's just a really healthy outlet, and we both like understand it for what it is, even though we don't have the same exact like thoughts or like on like how things work. I don't know. Just like, because obviously like we have very different like structures of like even like just like routine and like life.
Yeah. I like it too, because I mean I would love to have deep life talks with anyone and everyone, so like if you want to hit me up, because I love talking about deep things, but I never know like which friends are like wanting to or are in need of it, or you know whatever, and like when, because I know like some people like it'll all hit at like a certain point, but then they'll either like shut down because they're like, oh, no one wants to be like bothered by it, or like I just need to do this myself, or like whatever, for whatever reason, like they'll shut down, like won't want to talk about life, or they'll just be like happy-go-lucky and be like, oh, everything's great, I don't really need to have these deep talks, you know, because like all great. I'm like, where's that in between time? When do you want to talk about life? When do you want to get to know each other better? Like, I know we know each other real well, but there's always room for growth. But yeah, so I'm really grateful for that in this relationship that we have with one another. I think it's fun, and like having been able to foster it and really like grow it in this past year and a half-ish time has been so good for me and my own well-being. So yeah, I appreciate it.
That's kind of wholesome for a second.
I try sometimes.
Something I was thinking of, it's kind of random, and it's not off topic, it's very much on topic.
Oh, love it.
But it could like shift out of where we were at, but something I was thinking about was how like I think it's really important to recognize that like a big part of authenticity is being able to accept when you're not only like when you're at fault, but also like just accepting when you're lacking in the way you want to live. I don't know if that like makes sense, but like that's like kind of like a view I had, was like, oh, authenticity is like you also just have to be like accountable, like I guess with yourself, or like if you're being authentic, like you're not afraid to like accept like when like you could be at fault for like things that are just like going wrong in like your life, or like if you just haven't been keeping up with things, or like, you know, and that's not a bad thing. I feel like it's just really healthy to recognize when like, oh, I feel like I'm like lacking big time on following through on like being the person I am, or if you feel like it's authentic to realize you're not being authentic, I guess, and to like make note of that and like make yourself accountable, and like maybe even like telling your friends, hey, I feel like I haven't been very genuine or authentic recently, but like I really want that to change. I want to live my life more authentically, whatever. That's a very like that boom. Like the second you like recognize like I want to be a more genuine and authentic person, like that's like the first step in like living authentically. I guess that would go under how you live an authentic life.
You should write like a 12-step program for living.
I think so too.
First step is recognizing that you want to.
Yeah. First step is recognizing that you want to live an authentic life. The second step could potentially be, or step 1A, is recognizing ways that you have not been living an authentic life.
Snaps to that.
Where's the motivation?
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm currently taking motivation class, so we could talk about it.
I love that. I love like a self-help vibe class, like HD 205 if you go to Wazoo. That was like a self-help class when I took it, and I loved the book we had for it. It was called The Happiness Trap.
Ooh.
Recommend.
Do you still have it?
I do.
Oh, I might
It's at
read
home.
it.
Or actually, I'll check if it's here.
It's okay.
I think it might be at my house though.
It's okay. But that sounds fun. Yeah, I've never taken an HD class, so.
And then there's another really good book. It's Christian based. It's called Boundaries. And that's really good. Except I haven't read the chapters about like marriage and parenting.
You'll get there eventually.
Yeah, because like the marriage one, it's not about like marriage like future. It's like present. Like you are like in a marriage.
You are currently married.
So like I did not read those parts. But overall,
she didn't want to spoil it.
It was a pretty good book. I liked it. What else? I feel like I'm just giving all my recs.
We should do a book rec episode.
We should. Right now.
So fun. Like the way Haley Pham is doing her book recs right now.
Yes, BookTube.
Yes.
I am currently reading. I'm only like 2 pages in, so I don't have a lot to say about it. But I'm currently reading the Harvard Business Review's like 10 stories for women in leadership.
Ooh.
So that is the book I'm reading right now.
Okay, real quick, just about that point. I think it's whether you're a woman currently in leadership or if it's just something that you like to think about. Like, I feel like most people are leaders whether they think they are or not. Because someone's always watching you and someone's always wanting to be like you. So whether you think you're a woman in leadership or not, just believe that you are and you will be. You know, and so like, if something says like, oh, this is for a woman in leadership, and you're like, ah, not me. Read it anyways. Like, do it anyways. Like, watch the movie anyways. That's
I think
quick thought.
It's like really empowering too. Like you don't have to be in a leadership position to lead.
Mm-hmm.
And you also don't have to be like actively leading an effort to like need leadership like wisdom and advice, because I feel like in general for like women it is like harder to be like sometimes recognized by a leader if you're in a group that's not just women. Mm-hmm. Because I think like within a sorority it's super easy to be like recognized like, oh, that woman is a leader and whatnot. But when you're outside of that, like in like the academic space, like in classes and things, like it is hard to kind of like have that presence. And I mean, not everyone wants to, but like I think even when it comes to like advocating for yourself in like job interviews and like hiring processes, like that is something that you could be like really well versed on and like grow in if you take the time to like learn more about like women's leadership, you know? Like I feel like that's just something that it goes hand in hand, and you don't have to be like the POTUS or like, you know, things like that.
Wow, real quick, I feel like this could be a really good pod topic.
This could be a really good pod topic, so maybe we should just not talk about that.
But there's a quick little
sneak peek, preview, trailer.
Yeah, what to expect next on Likewise Pod.
So going back to kind of what I was saying about like something like with like to live an authentic life, like part of that, like it's not just like being who you are, like regardless of other people's opinions, like not being who you think you're supposed to be, but being you, who you are, all that fun, positive affirmation stuff. It's not just that, but it's also like being able to recognize the bad. So like there are some quotes that we found that we just thought were like applicable. So like this is kind of one that kind of sums up a little bit of what I was saying, but just that I don't know who said this because it did not have a person's name with it, but it said authenticity requires vulnerability, transparency, and integrity, which I love the word integrity and vulnerability. And you know what? Transparency is a great one too.
All three of them are so
All
good.
three are really great because I feel like that really encompasses like, it's not just like, oh, you're who you are, like, oh my gosh, what is that word? They're
Unapologetic.
Yes, unapologetically themselves. Things like that. But also being apologetically yourself too. Like, not that you have to apologize for who you are, but like that there is moments where you should be like, hey, I messed up.
Oh, yeah.
And that's being like transparent and having integrity.
Yeah, and like I mean, okay. All of them are so good. I was gonna say I love the transparency part, but then I was like, wait, but I really love the integrity part. And then I was like,
feel
wait,
like integrity is like
the
yeah, just going from each word, just being like, wait, no.
they're all so good because like transparency, like being authentic. I feel like I think of transparency the most, but then I think like, okay, but if you don't have integrity, are you really authentic? You know, mm-hmm. It's like, oh, I guess,
or like
maybe not.
It takes
or like vulnerable, like.
It takes, or I guess the way my brain works is it takes integrity to be vulnerable. It takes integrity to be transparent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Both of those things, they all come back to the one thing.
And it's like, because like transparency, if you're not transparent and you're like, oh yeah, life is great, I'm doing so good, I'm doing amazing, but it's like, oh, actually, this really sucky thing happened. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's okay to like not, like, divulge certain things like that, but even with like, I don't know, if I were to not tell Sam, be like, hey, this really sucky thing just happened, actually it happened a year ago and I just never told you, she'd be like, what the heck, Issa? But I don't know, and like integrity, like that's just doing the right thing even when no one's watching, and I think that's so good because like there is that accountability factor too. Like Sam's not the only one holding me accountable. Like I am too. And so even when no one's watching me, I'm still watching me.
Mm-hmm. And when you're not watching yourself, when you're sleeping,
bad things happen.
Just kidding. That made me think also, just something kind of fun, kind of, I don't know, quirky. So every time like I see the word transparent, my like little creative brain thinks of it in the way of like design, like transparency, like, you know, and the opposite of transparency is like if something is like fully 100% whatever, it's opaque, right? What does opaque rhyme with? Fake. Oh. Yeah, see where that's going?
I like it.
So.
Now what does vulnerability rhyme with? No, I'm kidding. I guess the opposite of vulnerability.
So then, like, transparency is just very real.
Snaps to that. I like it.
Yeah, just a fun little reference, I guess. I just thought that was cool.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of want to ask this one last question, at least. I mean, maybe we can have more, but at least this one, just because, I don't know, I think it's fun. Who is someone that you admire and trust to always be authentic and, like, genuine and just, yeah, that you, like, kind of look up to in that way?
I was, like, looking at this earlier and I was like, whoa, I feel like I know too many people in my life to, like, try and think through all of them. And I, not to discredit anyone, because I feel like I know a lot of really authentic and genuine people. But I was actually just talking about this with my mom, and I was like, thinking about it, I was like, wait, this is kind of what my mom and I were talking about on the phone the other day. But, like, I feel like just the person I think of the most is probably Gemma. And, like, I know I've talked about her a lot on the podcast, but it's so true. Like, my mom was telling me how, like, she thinks, like, not just, like, she was just saying, like, Gemma's just so, like, she's just, like, her. Like, she just has such a, like, solid, like, and unique, like, image and being and just, like, self, attitude, like, personality, everything. It's just so uniquely her that you just, in every interaction, you know that it's so genuine. And, like my mom was saying, she thinks that it's, like, a huge part of, like if you think of, like, all the opportunities she's had, like, she just shot a, festival in Ohio, I think.
And Zed was the headliner.
Headliner.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Zed was the headliner, and, like, they also had, like, big artists, like, Saint Motel and like things
yeah.
like that. And she, so the whole festival was like actually like somewhat, or like, at least that day, I'm not completely sure. It was like being hosted by like the D'Amelios. And so Gemma actually like met Dixie D'Amelio like in the photo pit.
Yes.
And like gave her like life advice, like had a conversation. And so
She
like
literally tweeted it. It was
yes.
my favorite thing. I was like, stop.
So
she would.
Whenever she has like interactions with like meeting these people, or like I feel like people always are like, wow, it's so impressive that she knows these like people. And if you think about it, it's because like anytime she meets these people, she's not like just like, oh my gosh, they're so famous, like you're so cool, whatever. Like she literally just talks to them like a person. And like just that's fully like just authentic and genuine. Like she just meets them and just talks to them about life. And I think that's something that doesn't happen enough in interactions with like celebrities and people. So I think that's something that's like kind of cool, that she's talked about with me before. But yeah, my mom was just like, if you think about it, like she was like, it's just so great that she gets all these opportunities, because like you know that she deserves it. Like she is such a real and genuine person. And yeah, and I think a lot of people like know that and recognize that, like, because it's definitely like, it's really apparent to me because I know her really well, but I think even people who have never even met her also would agree. So
yeah. I mean, like before I met her, I would definitely 100% agree. I also know that I'm a much bigger fan of Gemma's than she is mine, which is 100% fine. But I was like thinking about this the other day. I was like, wow, a lot of people, like I know I've gotten like excited if like a celebrity like likes my DM or like messages me back or something, you know, it's like they do that. But also I just think about the fact that like so many people are like so, and it's again 100% okay, like getting starstruck. They're like, oh my gosh, I just talked to this person, or oh my gosh, like they DM'd me back or like responded or like all these things. I'm like, they're literally just people. Like it's not that big of a deal. But I'm yeah, just knowing that Gemma has like had so many experiences. Like I think she talked about it on the pod once. When has she only been on once? I feel like we should have her on again. But anyways, like she talked about how she like literally just gave her business card to someone that she met at a party in Seattle. And
oh yeah, the
like,
girl from
like,
You.
Yeah, the girl who played Love. Yeah, on You, and like gave her a business card. She's like, I don't think she really did anything with it, but the fact that I did this, like, you have to put yourself out there. I'm like, oh my gosh, Gemma. Like, so I totally agree with you on that, Sam. But I mean, someone else that I admire and always trust to be authentic and genuine is Miss Heidi Wilder, my mother. I don't know, like, I mean, I don't know. That's just who she is. I feel like she doesn't really hold back, and she's very sassy, and like kind of annoying, but it's fine. Love her nonetheless. But like she's just someone, I mean, I've always admired her because like she has such a good work ethic, and like just so like work ethic, hardworking, just literally does the most even though people around her do the least, so she has to do work for them when it's not even in her job description, like whether it's a real job or just life jobs, you know. But yeah, she's just always, I mean, with me at least, she's authentic and genuine. Maybe she hides things from me every so often, but even then, when people, like, authentic people are still gonna hide some things, and that's okay. It's not being, like, disingenuous, but yeah, I like her. Like my mama. Yeah.
That's cute. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I haven't talked to your mom like a lot, but like I've met her a few times, and she's cool. She's like, I don't know, like she's really nice, and like, you know, I don't have like a lot to say, but
no, that's okay.
I totally like, I get what you mean. I'm not gonna say she's not authentic.
No, it's okay. I'll tell her that you think she's the worst. Guess I won't be being authentic then. Never mind, I won't.
Something that I just really randomly thought about. I know we've been talking for like a hot second, but
no, you're fine.
It popped in my mind, and I'm like, wait, this is kind of really much this topic. But like, if you think about, okay, so I was thinking about how, yes, I feel like I do know a lot of people who I would consider like really authentic and genuine. But I also feel like I know, like, a lot of people who aren't, like, not in a bad way, but aren't just because they don't know, like, who they are.
Yeah.
Or, like, you know.
Or, like, that they don't recognize the fact that they aren't. And that's, again, not in a bad way. And we're not going to, like, name names.
Yeah. And they're just
actually,
like...
Sam, tell me your list right here, right now.
So, like, I just feel like I know a lot of people who, like, it's not a bad thing if you aren't fully living your life completely authentic and you're still, like, just doing what you think you should be doing and not, like, what you want to do and who you are and whatnot. If you just don't know, and that's totally fine. There's, like, room for growth, and you eventually recognize, like, hey, I'm not feeling like this is me, and you make those changes. But something I was thinking about was, like, if you ever, like, have to say about someone, like, oh, I saw this person's true colors. Like, I feel like that's such a common saying of, like, when someone, like, really surprises you with, like, their behavior or whatever they said. Like, if you have to say you saw someone's true colors, then, like, I hate to say it, but that person, like, if you thought they were so authentic and genuine, but you said I saw their true colors, then they weren't. They were not being authentic and genuine. That's kind of negative, but, like,
sometimes that's
it's
also
so
situational.
True. Yeah, true.
So,
but, like, I just
use
feel
your best
like
judgment.
I just feel like they, like, if whatever your perception, like, because it all just comes down to, like, that was your idea of thinking they were, like, authentic and really genuine. Like, that was the perception you had of them, and the way you picture them in your mind is just not who they are, I guess. And so I just feel like that is something I realized, like, oh, wow, yeah. But yeah, like Issa said, it is situational, and I didn't want that to seem, like, super negative, and I realized that does seem very negative. But I just feel like it's important to recognize, like, if you have to say you saw someone's true colors, then, like, they probably weren't the most genuine person.
But also, that can't be, like, taken to mean, like, oh, you set this expectation of this person, they didn't act in that way, so they're automatically not authentic. They're automatically not genuine because their behavior didn't live up to the expectation you set of them.
Yeah.
Versus...
if it's your, like, expectation of them, it has nothing
versus,
to
like,
do with their authenticity.
Yeah, that's something you need to evaluate. Because I know I've had to do a lot of soul searching with that. Be like, okay, Issa, you can't put these expectations on every single person. Like, you can only hold certain people to these expectations. You can only hold other people to, like, these ones. You can only hold some people to these ones, you know? And, like, it's different for everyone. Like, whether it's close circle, biggest circle, or, like, whatever other circles you have. Like, can't have the same expectations for every single person there ever was. Which is a hard pill to swallow, honestly. If only it were that way.
True. Anyways.
Yeah, so.
That's that.
But yeah, I, like, just something that got me thinking about that is, like, this little graphic that you found is, kind of like the flip side of that, like, people not living up to the expectations of you is that you are not someone's opinion of you. You know, like, just because you don't live up to someone's expectation of you does not mean that that is what defines you.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Yeah, so just remember, you're not someone's opinion of you. You're allowed to set expectations, other people's expectations of you. I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Wow. Oh my gosh, this has been really long. I feel like it's good. I just love the longer episodes.
Oh yeah, my, like, whole second half of my leg fell asleep, so that's how you know.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
So I guess we should move into Song of the Week. And this week, we decided to have 2 songs each because we didn't have an episode last week, and we also like Songs of the Week, so we're having 2. And they're up on the Likewise Song of the Week Spotify playlist by me.
By Issa.
By Issa.
Not the one by me. I think I deleted the one by me.
No, you did not.
I need to delete it then. That is inaccurate.
What are your Likewise songs of the week?
So my first song of the week is What Doesn't Kill Me by Casey Musgraves. It's one of the new ones on the album, and I feel like it's one that, like, not that it gets, like, lost or hidden, but it's like further down there. It's not like one of, like, the top, like, 3 popular ones. But it's a great song. And then my second song of the week is Forerunner by Pretty Boy Shav. I just love this song. Been bopping to it for a while, and I just think it puts me in a good mood anytime I listen to it. It's a great driving song.
Nice. Okay. Not gonna lie, we did not listen to our songs of the week this week with each other.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
maybe Sam listened to mine. I don't know. I did not listen to hers. Might be. I'm the worst. It's okay. But my songs of the week are Sydney by Julian, which is kind of funny because it's like
2 names.
just 2 names. But it's like the name of the song and then the artist. Anyway, Sydney by Julian. And I was like, I want to start getting to discovering more artists. So I was listening to my Discover Weekly playlist last week in the shower, and this was like the first song that came on. I was like, I like it. So I put it on. I can't really tell you much about it because I haven't really listened to it a lot since then, but I remember it being really good, or that I really liked it. At least I hope that's still accurate. Anyways, and my second one is Entertainment by Corey Harper. I love me some Corey Harper. But yeah, I just think it's good, and I just really like his voice and his songs. But yeah, that's all.
Love it. I'll have to listen to those.
I know, me too.
I might know the first one, but I also don't know. But I think I know that song. Anyways.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to
No,
talk.
it's okay.
Oh my gosh, wow. Clearly the 1 hour delirium? No. I'll get that part out. I don't want that in there. Anyways, okay. So, just want to thank you all for listening to another hour of me and Sam talking. So much fun. I love this topic. I thought it was fun. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts so that more people can find us. Tell your friends, tell your family, listen to Likewise. And also, casually follow the pod on whatever stream platform you use to make sure you're listening as soon as an episode comes out. And follow the Instagram at Likewise_pod, I think. Maybe it's Likewise pod.
I think there's an underscore.
You can look it up and you'll find it. We'll make it more aesthetically pleasing eventually sometime. We're working on when we want to have that sit-down rebrand sesh. But yeah. Sam, thank you so much for spending another hour of your life, well, really 2 hours of your life with me today. It was so fun, so good, and I'm so looking forward to next week, and I just hope you have a really great rest of your day.
Thanks, Issa, and likewise to you all.
Bye.